You're listening to the audio production of The Dangerous Act of Loving Your Neighbor, Seeing Others Through the Eyes of Jesus, by Mark Labberton, published by InterVarsity Press and read by Paul Michael. Dedicated to Janet, Peter, and Sam, whose hearts have ever changed and enlarged my own. The outward work will never be puny if the inward work is great. And the outward work can never be great, or even good, if the inward work is puny or of little worth. The inward work invariably includes in itself all breadth, all expansiveness, all length, all depth. Such a work receives and draws all its being from nowhere else except from and in the heart of God. Meister Eckhart. Introduction. The Injustice of the Heart. Doris explained that she would have had the muffins there, but she had been kidnapped. That morning, Doris had parked in her usual spot adjacent to our church in Berkeley and was reaching back inside her car for her basket of oatmeal muffins. As she leaned in, she was powerfully struck from behind and pushed back into the car and across the console into the passenger side. Breathless, a young man jumped into the driver's seat and took off, with Doris riding shotgun. That Doris was in her early 80s and had had her elegant silver blonde hair done as usual at 11 on Friday didn't matter at that moment. Suddenly, everything changed. I made my way straight from church to her tidy apartment. Shaken but steady, Doris greeted me at the door. Every protective pastoral corpuscle was firing in me as I leaped at the chance to surround Doris with love and support in the midst of this trauma. But that day, as other times too, Doris proved to be my pastor more than I could be hers. After he took off in the car, the first thing I did, of course, was to ask him his name, Doris said. Of course, I thought. When mugged and kidnapped, start by asking for your attacker's name. He said it was Jesse, she went on. So I said, Jesse, what are you doing? I'm kidnapping you so we can go to your ATM and get money out of your account, Jesse told me. So I said, Jesse, why are you doing this? He told me it was because he needed the money for drugs. He was addicted and needed a hit. So I just said, well, Jesse, it's a terrible thing to be a drug addict. You really shouldn't be a drug addict. It's not the way you should be living your life. When being kidnapped, I reflected, at least make the conversation an honest one. By then, Doris explained, they had arrived at the first ATM machine and, after intimidating her for the password, Jesse jumped out to get the cash. As he sped away to the next branch, Doris said she explained to Jesse that he really needed help, that this drug problem was much bigger than he was. He needed help from God, who really loved and understood him. After the next branch stop, Doris told Jesse he also needed an effective drug rehab program. Jesse replied he had tried that, but Doris suggested he needed a better program than the one he described to her. Then she continued, Jesse, God wants to help you. By the third bank stop, Jesse had hit the daily withdrawal limit for Doris's account. Since she was no longer useful to him, he pulled the car to the side of the street and explained he was going to leave her there. He had what he needed, he said. But Doris was not done. Jesse, I am going to pray that you get caught for this because it's wrong and you shouldn't get away with doing this to people. I'm also going to pray that you will be caught so I can not only testify you did it, but so I can plead with the judge to get you into a really good drug rehab program. You need to get caught so you can be stopped and helped. You need God to give you the strength to get off drugs and have a better life. I'm sure I would have said something just like this to a kidnapper. Jesse was just going to leave me there, but I couldn't get out of the car because I was so battered and stiff. So Jesse said he would come around to the other side and help me, which I really appreciated. He came around, opened the door, helped me out, held my arm so I could get to the driver's side, and then gave me his arm so I could get into the car. Then he put the seatbelt across me, leaned in and kissed me on the cheek.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?